So, welcome back to the Story Ninjas little read through of Nelson Mandela, The Long Walk to Freedom. So, just a reminder, our abridged version of the story is written by Chris van Wyk and illustrations are by Paddy Bomer. So, yes, I will be showing you some pictures as we go along. So, where we stopped off the last time was Nelson had run away from university. He started questioning whether he was really the troublemaker, as his name set out to be. And we know his name is Roli Glagla. Nelson is the English name his teacher had given him. So now we move on. Back at the great place, Uncle Jongi soon had other plans for me and Justice. He told us we were to be married. The boys were absolutely shocked. Absolutely. So shocked that they ran away to the closest city, which was Johannesburg, which was still very, very far away. Johannesburg was over 700 kilometers away. It was known to all Xhosa people as Igoli. Yes, and most of you can remember Igoli is called or known as the place of gold. And there they would find jobs and make new lives. It was an adventure, and we set off full of hope and excitement for the future towards the twinkling lights of the big city. And I think to most young people, the twinkling lights of the big city is an immense draw card. So once they arrived in the city, they realized it was way bigger than they could ever have imagined. Everywhere we looked, there were people, shops, and cars. But those smart shops and expensive cars belong to, yes, you're right, white people. Most black people were really very poor. I went to live in Alexandra Township, just outside of the city, where the tiny houses had no electricity or running water. And the roads were just dusty paths. So those of us who can now remember our load shedding and recent water restrictions, I think we have a very, very small idea of what the people of Alexandra felt and what they had gone through every day. Life was hard in Alexandra, but it became home to me. Justice stayed in Johannesburg for a while, but after a few years, Uncle Jongi died, and Justice returned to the Eastern Cape to take over as chief. I met new people, but one of my best friends was Walter Sisulu, and that's another name that is well known to us South Africans. Walter and his family lived in Orlando West, Soweto, a black township near Johannesburg. I really looked up to Walter. Like me, he was also from the Eastern Cape, but he had been in Johannesburg far longer and knew a lot about the city's people and places. So I spent a lot of time at the Sisulu's home, and it was there that I met Evelyn Massey, a young nurse and relative of the Sisulus. So we fell in love, and we got married. We had 2 sons and 2 daughters, but one daughter sadly did not live very long. Eventually, Evelyn and I soon parted ways, but I remained in close contact with my sons. At the Sisulus, I also met my old friend, Oliver Tambo again. Remember that they met at university? We were both studying law, and in 1952, we set up the first black law firm in South Africa. So let's see what they call their company. Mandela and Tambo. Right. Just one last little bit before we round up today. But there was another way we could try to improve the lives of black people. Ever since white people had come to South Africa, they had ruled black people. My friend Walter was a member of the African National Congress, or ANC, which had been fighting for the freedom of black people to rule themselves. Oliver and I joined them too, and at Walter's home, we wondered how we could make the government take notice. So I'm going to end the story at that point, and we'll take up tomorrow and just see what they were going to do to have the government take notice of them. So I'll see you till next time.